Well, it's Monday. How you doing? Trust you're doing fine. Fall has arrived up here. Actually, it feels great. I have to say, I like the fall. I think it's one of the great things about experiencing 4 different seasons. So I've been thinking about what I witnessed over the weekend, that it seems like there's no place left in our reality where division is not permeating itself. Yeah, football, right? It's football. I mean, the people that play it, men, are paid very well. Many of them who were probably would have never had the opportunity any else place in the world, where because of physical ability and skill, that they can become millionaires. Now, the way I kind of look at it is that, all right, fine, you've got an opinion. We all have an opinion. We all have a gripe. I mean, you can't help but not find it today where there is nothing but gripes. But, when you're paid multi-million dollars a year, that 99.9% of the population will never reach, and you want to become a petulant child because somehow you're embarrassed about the country, regardless of what you may think of the condition of the country, that has allowed you to be rich enough to where you can do that. I mean, I just think that's the epitome of being in an ingrate. Seriously. But the point is, it's yet another place of division. Maybe this is the natural of order of things. What do you think? I mean, is this the way life is or is not supposed to be? I find it interesting that I guess everyone is entitled to their opinion, right? You really are. It's the great thing about where you're supposedly able to express that. But I also think there's a professional acumen that should be followed and obeyed, because there is a forum where you can have that kind of discussion and not make it so imposing that it causes friction. And then there's the saying that says, even a wise, what is it? No, excuse me. Even a fool seems wise who keeps his mouth shut. Yeah. Maybe, as I have said many times, everyone who can't say something positive should buy a roll of duct tape. And when you feel the need to go out and express an opinion that's, not the right place for it to be, we just put duct tape over our mouths. Might be a good thing to follow for all of us, including present company. So anyway, unity, folks, it really is unity. I'm doing this story and I'm going to continue to do this story. Listen, I have been searching. There is a video diary of that. That's what this channel is. And it's just amazing to me, as I said before, and I digress here, one lifetime isn't enough. Once you become aware, I look at this and I'm looking at this huge Mount Everest, and it's called knowledge. And every time I take a little chunk, because I've learned something, you can't take a drink from a fire hose. You can't. And as the question is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And anyone that I offend about eating meat, it's just a metaphor. But when you begin to continue to find knowledge, good or bad, and weigh it, because there is that personal responsibility. We all make the choice as to what we choose to believe. And then that becomes part of your core image. And this really is about deconstructing your core, because the awakening process, when you become aware of the multiple realities that coexist at the same time, yeah, this is a twilight zone. It is. Good evidence, as you can see to the whiteboard behind me, no single reality doesn't exist. You know why? Because I do believe we have that ability to create out of the ether, out of the nothingness. I also happen to believe that maybe the Gnostic Christians had it right. I've been thinking more and more on this. I discovered some time ago that each of us possess the divine spark. It's what makes us unique, at least in this temporal reality. And the Gnostics believe that we're all angels trapped by a very evil, malevolent God. What did someone say? I was not saying demiurge, right? Well, let's just say demigod. That the story that we were raised on, our culture was built around, is not true. A deliberate deception. And that has a fracturing effect on all of us. I mean, when you think about that core image and you're saying, well, yeah, that's the way it was told to me. And then slowly it begins to lose cohesion as you find out that, well, wait a minute. If that was purposely done, then what else is going on here? I mean, I've shown to you how our financial system is an illusion. We don't trade anymore in gold and silver. Back when I was in payment, you had to understand how payment evolved. And today, it is illusionary. More specifically, we create it. We create the values. We create the mechanism. See, I don't believe any particular God or demigod has that ability. Now, it could be debated that, well, then how could things get created? Well, the argument now, in fact, I did a couple of videos about 2 months ago on this very subject, that It's just a matter of your position or point of view. If you take the story that has been traditionally accepted, it started from one single deity. But within that statement, as I have shown you already, in the beginning is a reference point to time. There was something that existed before the beginning. And that deity looks upon this one as evil, for it created matter, an artificial reality, artificial light. You see, if God said, "Let there be light," what was there before? So when you begin to look at this alternate point of view, you say, well, that's just conjecture, theory. Well, it's all conjecture, it's all theory. And just because you think that your position is the correct one can be dangerous. It's like someone said, well, what makes you think you got it? And someone said, because I have it written in this book. Well, that doesn't mean anything. That book will absolutely do nothing. Nothing. The only time it has any influence or power is the influence that you give it. And that turns out to be the way it is all the way through your life. So as you're seeing, as I am bringing out this point, folks, there is no hell. It's made up. Now, someone had asked me, well, are you saying that Satan doesn't exist? I didn't say that. Apparently, I don't know if he was of an archangel class, if you believe in angels. I studied years and years on that. Is he of the seraphim class? I don't know. But it doesn't seem to be as big of a deal until you get this new religion. And again, when they were making the religion up, you have to have certain things. I mean, you can't have a hero, a single almighty, and have the world just absolutely back crap crazy. So what you have to do is create a reason for all of that to happen. And so you begin to manufacture. You take from, and that's why I've said all along, Christianity particularly is just an amalgamation of many different religions, many different beliefs. And to think that they created this image of a place called hell doesn't exist. Now, getting back to Satan, I guess, I mean, I know what they did in the New Testament is BS across the table. No foundation, no reality of fact, all made up. It was made up for a purpose. You see, for something to have no purpose, then it is of no use. It's no need for its existence. And in this case, they had a very specific purpose of what they were doing. As I said in the video I just did, the greatest lie ever told. This is spells, folks. This is magic. This is magic at a level that you have been trained to deny. You've been trained, indoctrinated, brainwashed to believe that it doesn't exist. And if you give it a credence of thought, a monicum, then it's told to you to be bad. And because the few that were wrapped into this God spell to begin with, when they heard that and went off the reservation, well, they developed their own religions, all into the extreme, and conjuring up this imagery, which has impacted us all because it's an invisible noose. You can't cut it like steel or iron. It's not like shackles. This is worse. This is more devious than any of that. For it shackles your third eye, it shackles your whole thought process. You truly are, as we found out, truly are asleep. So they created an antithesis to a story, by the way, of the Christ that they knew went back 2500 BC, that every culture has a God man, and they all have the same story of a virgin birth, the whole story. And here's the crazy thing, how we bought this crap. All of us have asked, and be honest. If you're looking at the screen, look at me and be honest. We all ask, well, what happened to him when he was a kid? We should have at least heard something. Now, you get this little tidbit about at the age of 12, before he was going into his bar mitzvah, of going into the temple. Well, that's like watching a whole season of something that you really, really was into, and you're waiting for the last 10 minutes of the program for the whole reveal, and then the power goes out all over the world, so you can't get the last 10 minutes. You see what I'm saying? And so again, the ambiguity. They throw it out there for you and let you create whatever you want. And it's all designed to keep you chasing your tail. And then all of us are chasing our tail. It's all made up. And it just might be that hell is not what we've been taught. Now, people say this is heresy. Yeah, fine. Call it what you want. I happen to think that what's been done to us is heresy. I think it's crime, actually. So, what if this deity called Yahweh, Elohim, is really the benevolent one here? I always wondered, as I've told you before, that, well, what happened here? I mean, seriously, what happened? How did this little country of nomads, tribal, suddenly become the center of where everything starts from, everything originates from? That's lunacy, folks. It's lunacy. But we do it. Why? And then, if that's made up, well, then what else is made up? What is the real truth? Well, it certainly isn't what we've been taught. We know that. What we have been taught and lorded over has made bloodlines rich, powerful. Bloodlines that don't like this story being told. It threatens them. But you see, they got something worse. They got something to be far more afraid of people like my voice than others. No, they've got something else that's going on. And we're witnessing it. I mean, all around us is uncertainty. It's like the technology is driving us crazy. That the electromagnetic soup is shutting down our souls. They're fighting us because they can't afford to ever have us come together in unity. They can't. Because the day that that becomes a universal reality, we will change. Hear me on this. We will change the entire reality of the planet. And it will happen extremely quick. Because you see, our species has never been in unity. I don't know. Maybe there was a time. It's not in this version. I mean, I've told you when we did the story on the fabled Tower of Babel, that was a rape of our species from this Yahweh, this Elohim. They assaulted us, folks, without cause. When you realize that, why would you want to worship that? We did nothing. Nothing. How many other times have we been raped? How many other times have we been assaulted? You see, that's why I think it's time for us just to drop all the crap, all the incidental BS in our lives. I was in the store yesterday, and what I saw, the way people were acting, is appalling. These are supposed to be well-educated people. It's appalling, folks, to see the digressing. We've digressed. We haven't progressed anywhere. We've gone backwards. You can see it. Go in to a people place and watch and don't say anything. Blend in. It's so easy to do. And just stop. They won't see you. And watch. And don't tell me that there's not something wrong. Seriously wrong. It's true. So if we can come together in unity, that is what they fear. Even if the Tower of Babel is a metaphor of something else, it's still an assault on us. And it was because, as they said, God pity us if they ever do come together, because they're going to come back and they're going to want blood, our blood. Does God's have blood? I think so. And that's why they have to keep us confused, entertained. I'm going to close it out with this. You know, we've become a culture of narcissists. I find it odd when I sit in a restaurant and I see people taking pictures of their food. Why? I actually seen it where people wanted the waiter to get their face and their plate. Why? And here's the thing about it. For the most part, those pictures don't exist. Oh, they exist in a digital format somewhere, but if something ever came through and degaussed that storage device, bye-bye you, at least to those images. So we really have, think about it. You know, we take this thing where we become, well, we become so obsessed with the outside, the physical, that the soul, the spirit, has no place. And that's what I hope that, I don't hope, I believe we will. The Core 100 group. You know, we're meeting, got more people wanting to join now. And we're going to reach our number. When we do, you know, we've already got some tremendous things going. And that's how it is. And it's happening in other places as well. So, anyway, that's today's show. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me your comments. I mean, isn't it about unity? Isn't that the big scare? I think even today, and I'll call it out, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Islam, whether it's Judaism, whether it's any other of the multiplicity of other religions. There's only a few that I have found. Buddhism, one. I think Taoists really are cool people. I think they got the right idea. It really is about unity. What I am seeking, to be very candid with you, is to get to the point to become an initiate. We're going to get more of that on the secret knowledge. It is a great honor to become an initiate into the mysteries. Think about it. It was done at a time when it was one of the highest levels to be achieved in the community, to become an initiate into the mysteries. And isn't it odd, ladies and gentlemen, as I close out, isn't it odd that when the church was being formed and they went with purpose and design to wipe out that knowledge, that the collective consciousness of humanity declined for over 1,000 years, called the Dark Ages, of which we are still recovering from. Think about that. All right. Have yourselves a great day, and we will talk tomorrow. Be kind to one another.